Barnes and Leslie, good morning. It's 2025, and nothing has changed since 2024. The world is still in a very weird biorhythm. I don't even know what to think about. The Georgia game, if you didn't catch, is going to be at 4 today with all the sadness that's going on around the world. Then you compound it as that announcement's happening with all the explosion of the Cybertruck in Vegas. Guys, it's just scary.
When did you hear about the New Orleans attack?
Well, the New Orleans attack, let me think about that. What time? Where was I?
Because it happened at 3:30 in the morning, after New Year's Eve. And it was the first thing I saw when I woke up.
Yeah.
Because I always check, my news feed. And
which is like 6 here. So,
15 people killed. It's shocking. And I guess we're finding out more, about the person that did this, who's now dead. Samshu Din Jabbar served in the Army on active duty from 2006 to 2016 or 2015. He was deployed to Afghanistan in 2009. And also, you knew that he attended Georgia, right?
Georgia State.
Yeah, Georgia State from 2015 to 2017. Graduated with a BBA in computer information. The shocking thing about all of this is because, now, of course, it's not just a terrorist attack. People are saying this is just, and police are saying this is just evil, is they did find explosive devices, weapons, explosive devices, IEDs, all in his car in the French Quarter.
Yeah, he lived in Clarkston, I guess, for a little while. I don't know about, you weren't at a game, you didn't go to the Peach Bowl, right, Crash?
No.
Just sitting there and then hearing about the explosion, the Cybertruck in Las Vegas, you just start thinking about, wow, okay, that's why they delayed the Georgia game, as much as some of the reddest of necks were more pissed about that than say, okay, bro, come on. It's not a good look.
Are you serious? There are more people that are upset about that?
But they thought probably that, dude, we have got to do a clean sweep of that arena. And then I'm thinking, as I'm sitting in Mercedes-Benz, oh, snap, the Cybertruck thing just happens in Vegas. We're the only big event going right then. Yep. You just start getting a little... So we sat and waited a little while afterwards and watched the whole Peach Bowl, finale, the awards and all that. Kind of let it clear out because, man, you got to pay attention these days.
You have to pay attention. And the one thing that's linking the two of them, outside of the fact that they were both on the same day, is that the cars were both rented from the same place.
Yeah.
Do you think there's a...
Turo.
Is a connection there?
No, because Turo is just an app that's a congregational app of all people renting their car. So that's just, they both came from Turo. But did you hear, well, first of all, some of the footage is horrifying. I feel awful for the families who were waking up to phone calls that their, family had been killed or injured. And
some friends of mine's kids were in New Orleans, and they were desperately trying to call them the morning of.
Yeah.
And they were there, but they left like an hour before.
One of our friends could only track. They could not get a hold of their son and ended up tracking him by his ATM card. And they saw that he had made a transaction like 6 a.m.-ish.
Wow.
And so that's how they found out. I have several friends there now. Everyone's scrambling on hotel rooms. Some people I know had to come back because they just couldn't make it work with everything. And then think of the hotels. Are they going to extend you? What if they're already full?
Right.
The next day.
What a nightmare.
And I think Delta and American, they're giving vouchers for people that do have to get home, because you make that plan, you don't think you're going to stay there. You got to either go back to work or whatever. But
man. One of the injured was a UGA student. I know that. Yep. One of the killed was a former football player for Princeton.
Yep.
I saw that came out. He was in his 20s, worked in finance up in New York City.
Yeah, I have the names here. Reggie Hunter, the father of 2 for his sense of humor, according to his cousin. And then who you talked about a second ago, Tiger Becht.
Yeah.
The former Princeton football player.
Check out this crazy, and I don't know, I'm like, what is he talking about? This is a senator from New Orleans, John Kennedy. No affiliation with the Kennedy family that you know in politics. This guy's been at it a long time. This was at a press conference yesterday. Senator John Kennedy out of Louisiana.
Here's what I want to ask from the federal government. Catch these people. Catch these people. And then tell the American people the truth. Now, I don't want you to tell us yet anything that's going to interfere with your investigation. And there's things that I've been told that I think are true that I'm not sharing with you today because it could interfere with their investigation. But after we get to the bottom of this, they need to tell the American people the truth, and the people of New Orleans the truth, and the people of America the truth. I think the mayor and the governor are very wise to postpone this ball game for 24 hours. There's just too much stuff we don't know, and it's just not worth it. But I guess my final point is, I will promise you this: I will, when it is appropriate and this investigation is complete, you will find out what happened and who was responsible, or I will raise fresh hell. And I will chase those in the federal government who are responsible for telling us what happened, like they stole Christmas.
It sounds like he knows something.
It sounds like he definitely knows something.
Like, what is it that they're not telling us? That I felt like they did communicate everything. What else could there be?
Well, he knows something, and he's just waiting.
Yeah, that's
he's waiting for the FBI or someone to say something.
I don't know if you saw the images, but that dude did not make it far out of that pickup truck. He was maybe one step out and lights out. So kudos to the police department there in New Orleans for being on top of it. We'll keep you updated if anything breaks here the rest of the morning. But otherwise, how was your New Year's Eve? I mean, how do you shift? How do you shift out of that?
Other than that, Miss Lincoln, how was the play?
I know.
Yeah, it's kind of numb because, it's all these shootings that we have. And, it's just, and you're like, man, but no, it's horrible. It's graphic. These are people out having a good time. There's no explanation for it.
Leslie, what'd you do New Year's Eve?
I think I may have mentioned this to you, but we're bingers in our house, as you know, Barnes. We love to binge. And one show that I had not watched, 7 hours, The Penguin with Colin Farrell on Max. It is so good. Crash, it's right up your alley.
Yeah, that's Batman stuff right there. No, I haven't seen it, though, but I've seen him in his makeup. It looks amazing.
15 hours a day for that makeup. He is unrecognizable, but he's so good in it, Colin Farrell. But that's what I did, Barnes.
Leslie calls me yesterday. She goes, hey, what are you doing today? It's like,
Oh, but
Fram,
he was not happy with that question.
When my team plays 5 miles from my home,
right?
And it's the quarterfinals of the CFP. I go to it. Oh, we're going to a tamale party. I was like, okay, have fun.
I went to a tamale party. You went to the game. I did watch the game for you.
What the hell is a tamale? Yeah, all you. By the way, both you and Crash.
What?
Listen. Protocol.
What?
You don't text the team in trouble person during the game in live action. Both of you are guilty. Here's what I get from Leslie. I get oops. I'm like, it's like, oh, really, Leslie? No, I don't know what's happening. Can you tell me? Can you tell me what's happening? And then what did Crash say?
I think I hit you with a couple of dudes. WTF?
No, you said, you're like, oh, where is it?
In all fairness, you responded.
Well, and I'm like, really? Oh, you give me a holy dude. Oh, no, that was when it was over. Oh, you gave me a dude, all caps, 4 exclamations, and a WTF. Yeah. And I'm like, duh. I mean, that was a classic, though. I mean, you got to hand it to Arizona State. They were incredible to hang. I mean, those guys had a lot of heart. And Georgia today, we're going to see if it's got to be weird throwing your rhythm off. If you're Georgia and you're Notre Dame and you were ready and all psyched up to play yesterday and then womp womp.
Yeah, what's your mindset for that? Like, are you going to come in there like, okay, half out of gas already? But
it's got to be a strange feeling to be put on pause for 24 hours, so much on the line.
Hey, what time does this game start so I know when not to call you?
4
p.m.
Okay, good. I was going
4. All right. Hunkered down. That'll be at 4 this afternoon. Then we'll have the final 4 set. Will Notre Dame or Georgia play Penn State? Can they do it with a backup quarterback? You've got Texas and Ohio State on the other side, and you've got the Morning X ticket window. We're going to get you into some cool stuff in just a few. The Queen is coming up right at the top of the hour, just after 8, and also tomorrow at 9:20, Billy Bob Thornton. This is the original. It is 99X.